If you've been battling with your weight most of your life, I hear you. I get it. I've been in the same boat. I've been battling with my weight since my mid-20s. And over the last 2 years, I have been in a midlife transformation. I've been able to lose 30 pounds. But what I want to talk about today are the 5 things that I am not going to do in order to maintain my 30-pound weight loss. Stick around with me until the very end, where I'm going to share my most important tip in maintaining a 30-pound weight loss. I decided 2 years ago to start a bit of a transformation, and I'll share that video here, my midlife transformation, and I was able to lose 30 pounds. I've been working on maintaining that. I am not trying to be some, stick thin person. I never will be. I never have been. I just want to maintain. But there are a few things that I'm specifically not doing in order to maintain that, and that's what we're going to chat about today. If you're new here, hi, I'm Lori, and this is my channel, Ever After 50. You've got me here with my Easter decorations, and I am a midlife working mom. I have a full-time job. I have 2 adult kids living in the home still. One's 17 and 20. I run a small business. I have 2 cats, and I have been battling with PCOS my entire adult life, and now in the perimenopause stage. I don't know about you, but as a person who has struggled with my weight, it becomes a bit of an obsession, something that you're always fixated on. And the biggest thing I think that I am not doing is getting on the scale every day. Now, are you that person that every day you're checking your weight? It does become a bit of an obsession. And our weight fluctuates many times throughout the day. And focusing on that number is not healthy. So what I do is once a week, I get on the scale the same day. It's usually on the weekends, Saturday morning. And it's more just to make sure that I'm mindful if the number's going up. Now, obviously, our clothes are going to start fitting differently if we're gaining or losing weight. That's a good indicator right there. But I do still want to be conscientious and be mindful of what that number is. What I'm also not doing is focusing on every single thing that I eat. I'm not cutting out foods. I'm not obsessing about certain foods. I'm just eating everything in moderation, and I'm focusing on water, protein, fiber. I'm not a believer in cutting out foods, because if you cut foods out, you're going to crave them even more. So I think everything has a purpose in our diet. We just have to have it in moderation. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't get in my 10,000 steps. I will admit that I've been a little bit lazy with my walking the last 6 months, but gradually I'm adding it back into my regular routine. And I think the thing is that when you look at that 10,000 and you think about the time, right? Not everyone has the time to go for, a 2-hour walk. So what I try to do is just incorporate any kind of movement throughout my day. When I'm at work on my break, so I get a morning and an afternoon break, and then I get a lunch. So on my breaks, I'll try to do my 10 or 15 minutes of walking. On lunch, I try to do at least 30 minutes. And then when I'm at home at night, if I can add in another 30 minutes, whatever I can do, so that you're not sitting. The whole point is just to get your body moving in whatever way you can. It doesn't have to be, a huge amount of time. The 5th thing is that I'm not going to get upset or depressed or sad if I'm not making progress. For me personally, my goal lately is just to maintain all the work that I did. And I think it's important to not compare yourself. Don't compare it to people on social media, what you read in the comment sections, to, family and friends, whatever their successes have been. Once we start comparing, that's when we lose our momentum, right? And don't compare yourself to other people. One thing that I am focusing on during my midlife transformation is making sure I'm getting enough sleep. For about 20 years, I would stay up till 1:30, 2:30 in the morning and then get up and go to work the next day. That had to stop. I've had PCOS since I was 19. I'm now 54. And not getting enough sleep drastically affects your cortisol levels. And cortisol is your stress hormone. So I was so happy to see that Do Not Age has what I call their magic sleep potion. They have a combination here, D3, K2, and magnesium. So this is Do Not Age. I will share links for both of these products in the description and more information linking you to their website. So for me, I've always taken D3, K2, and magnesium. The D3 enhances your calcium absorption. The K2 supports an enhanced bone density, cardiovascular health, immune function, reduced risk of osteoporosis. But the magnesium, that is the super supplement for me. And they also have this Sure Sleep, and this is a powder. It's actually lemonade flavored, but kind of like a pink lemonade. 1 scoop of this at night. So this goes in your water. So these two together for me is my super supplement. And magnesium aids in stress management by reducing your cortisol levels and then improving your sleep quality. Do Not Age is science and research based. And all of their products, if you go on the website, they all share the product description, the science behind the product, the ingredients, and their lab results. So I'm super excited to be trying this new regimen of supplements. And I do have a discount code that you can use. It's Lori10, which I'll also share in the description. So if you are trying to get your sleep back in order and you're trying to make sleep a priority, I suggest giving these a try. The Sure Sleep is a definite yes. Both of these for me are non-negotiable. These are what I need in order to maintain my peaceful, restful sleep. My last bit of advice. Starting on a weight loss journey or a transformation can be very daunting. It can be very overwhelming when you think about all of the things that you have to do. The exercise, the food, focusing on your protein, your fiber, focusing on your water, all your supplements, and then you have to get sleep and have to do this and you have to do that. It does get overwhelming. And my advice is just focus, if you're embarking on this journey, focus on one thing at a time. Focus a little bit on something first. So let's just say the walking, the walking 10,000 steps. Oh my gosh, that's almost 2 hours or an hour and a half. No one has time. But instead of looking at that grand number of 10,000 steps, start with 50 steps, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And the more you start doing those things, then you'll naturally just add extra. Don't look at it as, 2 hours of walking. Today, I'm going to just put in 10 minutes. And then tomorrow, I'm going to do 15 minutes. And then you do 15 minutes for as long as you can. And then you bring it up to 30 minutes. And then as far as the whole picture, like I said, just focus on one thing. Out of all of those things, the sleep, the walking, the food, the water, focus on one. And then when you start to feel better about that one thing, then start focusing on the other thing as well. And just gradually add all of them so that they all become one. You don't want the whole process to seem so overwhelming that you just don't even start or you quit. So just like I said, focus on one little thing at a time and then gradually add more. And then once you're feeling, once you start to see some progress and you start to feel better, and there may not even be any progress, but once you start to feel better, then you will just naturally start incorporating the other things. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video will help you on your weight loss journey or any sort of transformation that you're embarking on. I completely understand the struggle with trying to start a new weight loss journey or trying to maintain. I have been struggling most of my life. PCOS has not been my friend. And I hope that if you enjoyed what you saw here today, I hope that you'll subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments that you're here. I love for all of us ladies to be here to support each other. And I hope that you will binge some of my other videos. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until next time, bye for now.